Okay, so this is take two. How's it going, everyone? My name is Mitchell Mander. For those that are coming across this video slash stream for the first time, this is what we do on the channel. Talk about Pokemon Horizons, do a live discussion usually on Saturdays and Sundays and all that good stuff. But usually we do this around 12 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. However, my mic decided not to work. Turns out that I had a little bit of a computer update the other day, and it decided to reset my mic. So I had to go in there and kind of fix things. By the way, if anyone's here, can you hear me? And when I mean reset my mic, I had to reset it completely, so that was a lot of fun. So if you guys can hear me, speak now or forever hold your peace. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Thank goodness. Thank you, Pokefan. And nope, not evil. Fizzy Wizzy is just there, just to, cause chaos. Anyways, yep, so everything's good now, so hopefully. But, yeah. I tried to do my usual method of, unplugging it and plugging it back in, and it decided not to work on me. And then when I went to try and go into the settings, Streamlabs kept freezing up on me. So it appeared that the only way I was going to fix this problem was to end my stream and then restart my whole computer and then reset my whole mic. So that was a lot of fun, but we quickly resolved that. And yeah. So gotta love computer issues, but enough of my computer issues. We're here to talk about Pokemon Horizons episode 85, so with that out of the way, for those that are new here, this is what we typically do. I give it maybe about 5-ish minutes for people to show up, join the chat. And then after that point, I'll give a summary of the episode, and then assign a rating to the episode, and then I hand it over to the chat to give me their thoughts. And then we have a good time, usually. Also, I have a poll to rate the episode, so go ahead and vote in the poll. And yeah, so all that good stuff. Obviously, if you're new, subscribe to the channel, like the stream. Liking the stream helps. It spreads the word, and yeah, gets more people up in here. Although I like the crowd that I have currently. We could use maybe some more people, though. Be cool. And of course, I also have to mention the music you hear in the background comes from a separate stream, the Video Game Study Lounge. I pretty much use it for these streams exclusively. But essentially, it is, as you can probably tell, it's lo-fi music, but it is lo-fi remixes of video game music along with original music in there as well. Yeah. Usually listen to it when I'm studying, reading, working out. At work, need something to distract me from the workday. Typically does help. I like listening to it, so should check it out sometime. So yeah, how is everyone doing today? It's been a little bit of a hectic start. I know Sharon and Megastone X were in the the original stream, so hopefully they pop in here eventually. If not, it's okay. I once again apologize for the inconvenience. Kind of had a technical issue out of my control, and gotta love computer updates when they resets it resets some of your settings. And believe it or not, this is not the first time something like this has happened. I think the last time I had a Streamlabs issue where my computer reset something because of an update, it actually reset Discord. So, fun stuff. Hopefully you're all having a great day today. Huh. Yep. Who saw what's it? Iono. Iono. I'll just keep it Iono for short. What's up? How you doing? Sorry, I won't engage often in the chat. Just Sis decided to cook in late hour. Of course I have to help. No, you're good. Oh. I'm good. I had woke up and get ready for the stream. Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit of a delay, and I'm probably not going to have as many people in the second stream, but it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. And we got some good Final Fantasy lo-fi music in the background to listen to. But anyways, in a minute, I'm going to start giving my summary of this episode. In fact, I'm going to do that in 10 seconds here. And then I will resume with the chat. I'm doing pretty good. Just besides the technical issues. Anyways, guys, I'm going to start talking about episode 85 of Pokemon Horizons. Arriving in the Pokemon Paradise Rakua. So, yep, we finally made it after all this time. What the series has been leading up to this point. Liko and the others have finally arrived in Rakua, which is on top of a mountain. So pretty much the first part of this episode is just chilling with a bunch of Pokemon and kind of just observing the environment in Rakua. A couple of things to note here. I do like the fact that Rayquaza actually lets Roy recall it back into its Pokeball, which I think is pretty interesting. It's kind of hinting that maybe it's starting to kind of warm up to Roy a little bit more. So that's a neat little detail. Also, the environment there is actually quite warm, despite the fact that they're high up on a mountain, and getting up to that point was, it was super cold. So that was interesting. So obviously it's the Rakuium that's causing the environment to be warmer than usual. And then we have the moment where Dot takes a picture of a bunch of Eevee and some of its evolutions and sends it over to Penny, which I thought was a little nice detail there as well. But anyways, besides seeing, some legendary Pokemon as well, their main goal is to, go further in, because that's kind of where the whole point here is heading in and trying to figure out what happened and taking Terapagos and the hero Pokemon here. That's the whole point in the series. So, they head further in, where it starts to get a little bit quieter. Eventually they stop for the night, despite, wanting to carry on. And this is kind of where things get a little interesting, because the way the episode frames it almost feels like this is absolutely the end of Pokemon Horizons. Like, the series is going to end after this current arc. Because, like, Liko's like, oh, our adventure's almost over. And there's like a flashback scene to like a bunch of different scenes throughout the series for Liko, Roy, and Dot. It almost makes it feel like this is it. And I kind of like how they reflect on that, and that was kind of a nice moment as they're kind of staring out into the night sky and wondering if Lucius and Ristle actually looked out into the night sky as well when they were here 100 years ago. But anyways, we move on to the next day. But I guess before I get ahead of myself, they're being spied on. Obviously, the explorers are spying on them. But anyways, the next day comes, and they end up running or coming across a rock. Well, seemingly a rock. They brush it off, and yeah, it's the barrier that Terapagos set up 100 years ago. Because Freed, looks at it, analyzes it, and recognizes that there's some terrestrial energy in there. So Terapagos comes out, uses its full power to dispel the seal, and gets worn out and goes right back into its Pokeball. Freed decides to go in, alone and just to investigate and just make sure the place is safe. But he does tell Liko, Roy, and Dot, like, hey, in most cases, you need to stay behind and, protect yourselves. But, like, if something, the unexpected happens, I expect you to leap into action and take the appropriate action in order to protect yourselves. And that's kind of where the episode comes to an end, with Freed going further in and running into Spinel. Whereas Liko, Roy, and Dot run into Songo, Onyx, and Agate. So yeah, very much a calm before the storm episode. I know last week's episode was considered a calm before the storm as well, but this is the calmer before the storm. The massive storm that's about to hit us here soon. So, things are about to get crazy up in here. So yeah, this was kind of a simple episode overall. The next, probably 4 episodes are going to be, back-to-back crazy episodes. Might get a chill episode with Lucius after dealing with the explorers, but who knows. Gibeon's also on his way, as we can see in the preview for episode 86. He's kind of, he's wheelchairing his way to the battlefield, just getting there slowly but surely. So, yeah, this episode, in my opinion, it's I'm kind of trying to figure out if I want to rate it a 6 or 7. Because, it's not a super crazy episode, but at the same time, it's actually kind of nice. I like the fact that, they're showing off Rakua a little bit. I like the small details here and there, sending Dot sending the Eevee picture to Penny, and then the warm environment, and yeah, I kind of like those little small details there. So, I like that aspect. It's just there's some slow sections that kind of, I guess, weigh the episode down a little bit. But in my opinion, I think that this one was a fine episode. Maybe a 6.5 or 7. It's kind of what I'm feeling for this one. Obviously, the next 4 episodes are going to be where the crazy stuff is happening. And we know the episode titles through episode 88, but I suspect that episode 89 is going to be the last episode for this arc. Potentially episode 90, but I feel like it's going to end, and then we're going to have a short break, and then move on to whatever's happening after this arc. I like how the series is kind of framing it as oh, we're at the end finally. This is the climax. This is what we've been pursuing this whole time. We're finally here, so it all ends here. So I feel like we're about to get a little bit of a plot twist as we get to the end here. It's just don't know exactly what's going to be the plot twist. I noticed in the preview for episode 86 that Spinel is looking pretty frustrated in his battle against Freed. So is he losing? Because that's what it seems to be. He's kind of losing his composure, so maybe he is indeed losing the battle. Not sure, though. But I feel like there's a little bit more. Obviously, the big battle against Gibeon. That's going to be pretty much the main highlight for the end here, but I guess we'll see what Spinel and Agate have up their sleeves as we conclude things here. It's possible that it seems like everything went the right Liko and the others' way, but maybe Spinel and Agate escape or something like that with the Rakua after all this, and then they plot their revenge or something like that. That's another potential scenario, is that they steal a bunch of Rakurium and they decide to do something with it or something. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? So, those are my thoughts for this episode, and then the next episode, and kind of what's coming next. Obviously, we don't really know what's happening beyond this, so not really a ton to talk about, but let's see what you guys have said in the chat while I've been going on here giving my thoughts on the episode. The calm before the storm. Huh. Yep. I'm giving this episode an 8 out of 10. This is the kind of calm before the storm episode I prefer. Something actually enjoyable and nice. They got to recall what made this journey even all happen being. Yep, that's what I like about it. Their Pokemon. Yep. And it also was nice, too, because I like how Freed kind of has acknowledged them. He's like, it's not just you guys, because it's not, you guys are not just trainers. You guys are full-fledged adventurers at this point. Because Liko, Roy, and Dot, have been camping out since the Terrestrial debut arc, so they got a little bit of experience there. So that was also a nice little detail as well. The first half of the episode, things were bright and lighthearted before they got deeper inside the forest. Yeah, that's kind of where obviously as you get further into Rakua, you kind of see that Rakua is holding a dark secret, and it's those pink crystals. I kind of want to know more about what those pink crystals exactly are and what they came from, because I don't want to just be oh well, these pink crystals have just been there. I feel like there's got to be like a source for it, so we'll see if the series decides to, expand upon it. Pokemon Horizon has become my most favorite show, something that is significant to me. I want to believe it's not the end. I can't see this being the end. I'm pretty sure we would have gotten an announcement if this were like the end. It feels like it would be a very abrupt ending, in my opinion. So I think at we're at least getting another arc after this. Personally, I think we should have 2, but we'll see what happens. Honestly, I'm really hoping Liko doesn't release Terapagos at the end, because it'd be super unfair for her to lose the legend she bonded with since the beginning of. But Roy gets to keep Rayquaza, who barely ever bonded with it. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I do like that she acknowledged that, hey, there's a chance that Terapagos decides to stay behind. But Roy and Dot tell her not to think about that and be like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. But then, Liko says, like, we'll let Terapagos decide. So it's all up to the little guy at the end of the day. Even Liko has brought up the subject about her adventure ending, which I could resonate with. Oh boy, this episode is my beloved in terms of calm and peaceful one. Yep. See, I feel like it's a bit of a red herring, just because like, it feels like this is the end, but there's clearly more to this. And I believe it's already been confirmed that Horizons is going to be over 100 episodes anyway, so I doubt it just ends here at like episode 90 or something like that. Even if this like Rakua stuff like ended, like was the end or whatever, I feel like there'd be some wrapping up still to do, but I kind of feel like this is not the end yet. Unless we get some type of announcement saying so. So if we do, I will be reporting on it regardless, but I still think this series has at least at a minimum to the end of this year. And I agree. It's very interesting to see how their battle will go. Yep. Giving is definitely a fraud. Bros standing in the special preview there where they are battling him. I'm guessing the Requiem gave him like strength or something like that, so he got close to it and suddenly like he's imbued with like, energy again or something. Otherwise he's just like dying without it. I saw BM using a move on Pikachu that changes stats. Don't remember the name, but looks like his Pokemon has changed their move pools a bit. That could be interesting. Spinel trying to, play chess with Free. That'd be kind of cool. Not making a dark joke here, but Requiem? Yep, that's what you mean. Could be the result of climate change, global warming, maybe? Maybe. It'd be cool if maybe we learned a little bit about the research and what exactly it is. But we clearly know it causes Pokemon to kind of just, lose their minds and go feral. Not to mention, it clearly is called the Eternal Blessing for a reason. It clearly grants someone, an extended life. Possibly forever. Going beyond, their natural, life expectancy. So I just kind of wish we'd maybe get like a little bit more insight as to what exactly it is. It'd be something if maybe like ZA delved into this, but I kind of doubt that. Also, previously we saw Zygarde cells on the Requiem crystal, so in 4 upcoming episodes we'll probably see it finally turning into its 50% form after so much time. Yeah, it's going to. In the special trailer that they did for like pretty much the Requiem arc here, it shows Gibeon going up against Liko, Roydot, and a Methio, and Zygarde's at 50%. This definitely won't be the end. Spinel got very big things he wants to do. I am very curious as to what he wants exactly. I do have a video that I created the other day before we got those episode titles and then the summary for episode 86. Probably be dropping that video on Tuesday, where I kind of talked about the Explorers. I guess a little bit of a prelude for you guys that are here, just I guess a little heads up for those that are here in the stream here. You're getting a little bit of a preview for an upcoming video. Technically, the video was supposed to drop this week, so just getting a slight delay. But I made a video basically about the Explorers and how I feel like they probably need some more development. And also, kind of just given some of the main things we know about them already, the main players in the Explorers. So, be on the lookout for that. But I kind of, just as a little prelude, I don't want to get into it, obviously, but I talk a little bit about Spinel and kind of like I feel like he kind of needs a little bit of a backstory or something. And we need to know why exactly this guy wants to potentially betray Gibeon. Like, was it because of him, research, being on the research team, and he kind of just became influenced by that, or like is it something else? I don't know. Be pretty cool. So I won't go into any further details. A video is coming next week, probably Tuesday. I want to try and get it out before the Pokemon Presents, just in case there's a potential announcement during the Presents. I'm kind of leaning on like a minor announcement at the moment, but yeah, we'll see what happens on the Pokemon Presents as well. Oh, nice Sonic music. Zygarde is one of my favorite legendaries after Terapagos, Arceus, and the Creation Trio. Still Lugia for me and Rayquaza. Those are probably like my two favorite legendaries. Still, I hope Spinel will get his redemption arc. My beloved guy who needs his development. I just think he needs a little bit more background. Because like one of the things that's lacking in Horizons is like, as I'm going to go into my video, is that, well, I feel like the Explorers are kind of lacking in character development. We did get a little bit with Ametheo in one of the most recent episodes, being episode 83, which was good. Still think there should be a little bit more for like some of the other characters too, because you kind of got to build these characters up and wonder, why they're doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, why would Spinel want to betray Gibeon? Why would Agate, collude with Spinel to do this, since she was trained by Hamber along with Ametheo, Songo, and Onyx? Like, why do Songo and Onyx want to be? Why are they part of the Explorers? Is there a reason? Is it simply just because of Requiem or something else? Those are kind of things that I kind of would like the series to address. I don't know if it's going to happen at this point, but hey, we'll see what happens at the end of this arc. If it truly does grant eternal life, then they better really make Roy getting Rayquaza be handled well, because I'd prefer Lucius would pass on and grant ownership before he goes. Right? Oh, almost forgot. Maybe Spinel also wants to use Requiem on the legendary Pokemon. We saw Virizion and Zapdos here, so there must be others. Maybe. Then I want to see this kid absolutely struggling to become Rayquaza's new trainer, because personally, it would be a grief and a rejection period after Lucius would die. Right? For all the hero Pokemon too, I'd say so. We saw the Eon duo. You mean? Oh. Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. I mean. Oh, I get what you're saying now. Sorry, I was kind of confused. Terrakion in the flashback, so there's definitely more. Yeah, probably. But it's also implied that like they just come there to, you know, rest and stuff like that. So they're not always there, but you know, Zapdos came there, you know, and then flew off. So there's the potential for other legendary Pokemon to just chill out there as well. Eon, dude, oh, sorry, gotcha, Pokefan. Sorry, I was just a little confused. Israel, how's it going? This kind of feels like a season finale with already arriving in Rakua, Lucius being alive after 100 years and possible big battle between Zygarde and Rayquaza. That's what the series is framing, and that's what they've been kind of saying in a lot of their like, and a lot of the lead up to this. I believe the magazine framed it as the climax of the series, so you know, this very well could be the case, but like I don't see Horizon just ending. I feel like this is I just feel like it'd be kind of strange if this is how it ended, because like this Rayquaza Rising arc has definitely been a very fast pace arc, probably the fastest pace arc in the entire series. So like if it were to end here, I'd kind of want to know why. So I'm still leaning on there's got to be more to this. Like they've been building up to Spinel betraying Gibeon, so at this point, if like he just fails here and he doesn't get to betray Gibeon, then what's the point of even like him doing all of that? You know, there's been build up for that. So if they literally don't follow up on that and he just loses here, like that was just a waste of time. You know, so I just feel like there's got to be something happening at the end here that leads us into whatever is coming next. Just my opinion, though. Hold on. Lo-fi is getting a little bit loud. Let me turn it down slightly. Yep, there's still Songo, Onix, Agate, Spinel, Hamber waiting for their backstory reveal. You know, Hamber, like, I would like to know a little bit more. We know that he's friends with Diana, but, you know, how did he come to work with, Gibeon, is what I'm wondering. I don't know if we'd ever get something like that, but, like, Spinel, I think out of all the explorers, like, he kind of needs, like, a little bit of focus as to, like, what his motivations are. Like, we might be learning it here soon, which is a good thing. But, like, I feel like we could have used a little bit of insight as to, like, why he's doing what he's doing, and why he joined the Explorers or Exceed or something like that. A backstory would be really nice. We got a little bit with it with Amethio, so that's good. Now Spinel needs it, and then we can get Songo, Onix, and the Agate, and get kind of just things from their perspective. I just want to know why Agate and Spinel started working together. Like, we haven't gotten an explanation for that in the series. It's just that, oh, they're clearly, conspiring, so with one another to betray Gibeon. The Undo, yep. Oops, I meant to say Articuno, Moltres. Gotcha. We still haven't seen Lico's Meowscarada, Roy Skellendurge. Excuse me. Any idea how to spell his name? Voicoco's final evolution. I think it's Skellydurge. And Dot's Quaxquoval. Wow. Neither Quaxley. There is some merch that came out. That kind of indicates that we might be getting that in the future. That's what I'm saying is, like, this can't be the end. I know there's some people that are saying, like, yeah, this is, like, they're like, oh, well, Pokemon Horizons is concluding here soon, and I'm just sitting here, I'm like, I feel like we would have known that this was the end, you know? Because, like, they always, when it comes to Horizons, the stories are split up into chapters. I mean, I refer to them as arcs, because that's what they are, but the series calls them chapters, so we're on chapter 4. So, I feel like there needs to be at least a chapter 5, which they could say like this is the final like chapter of Pokemon Horizons or something like that. I feel like there would be some type of announcement rather than, oh, by the way, the series is ending in like 3 episodes. And also it'd be like, okay, if it's ending, what next? What's next? Is just the anime just ending like completely? So that's why I'm just like, yeah, there's got to be more here. Still kind of holding on to hope that we go to Blueberry Academy. That's why I'm wondering if maybe, like, because like in the new opening, there's a scene where it looks like Terapagos is back in its pendant state, kind of implying that something's going to go down here at Rakua. So I'm wondering, and this is complete cope, but what if they decide to go to the Blueberry Academy because on, Briar's like, suggestion, they go there to kind of just do a little bit of research for Terra and like maybe trying to reawaken Terapagos or something like that, so they enroll at Blueberry Academy to do more training, and then their starter Pokemon evolve or something. Meowscarda has a chance of popping up here at the very end of this arc. I feel like it's due. Florgato's due to evolve first. Wouldn't it be something if all 3 of them evolved against Gibeon? That'd be cool. Might be a little excessive, though. Having 3 evolutions at the same time. They're dating source. Trust me, bro. Who knows at this point? Man, I'm liking the Final Fantasy X, like, lo-fi remixes we're getting in this stream so far. I have a feeling we'll get a triple evolution with... Oh, that's what I literally said. Crocodile, Florgato, and Quaxwell. That might happen? Well, we'll see. We did get the merch that has all 3 of them, so... That would be something. What if they, like... Okay, what if they're struggling against Gibeon? And they need a final push, and then all 3 of them end up evolving. And they're in like some type of weird beam struggle, and they end up overcoming Gibeon and winning. And then Gibeon's laying down, he's just like, I've been defeated. And they're like, yay, we saved the day, we saved the world. And then Spinel comes out of nowhere, he's like, ha ha ha, you thought you defeated me, but look at me, with all this Requiem. And Agate's just sitting here using her Abra to just transport the Requiem out of here, so we win, goodbye. Psh. And then Terapagos goes into its like dormant state or something. Who knows? Then we go to Blueberry Academy to try to figure out how to get it back out. And then it leads to the 6th and final chapter of Pokemon Horizons. The Rising Volt Tacklers and then Amethyos Explorers versus Spinel and Agate. Who knows? Who knows where we're going? I'm just as clueless as everybody else, but it's fun to speculate, isn't it? It's all we can do. People really want that time skip to happen in Season 5. I'm just like, gosh, no. Please, that would rush so much development. I agree. But, like, at the same time, I'm like, will a time skip even happen in the Pokemon anime? I'm like, if they do something like that, that's probably the craziest thing they've ever done. It's proof that time actually can flow in the Pokemon anime. When our characters aren't 10 forever, that would be something. I'm a bit busy now with cooking and stuff. I'll write down a bit later. No, you're good. No, you're good. Focus on your cooking, and, whenever you're done with that, feel free to come back and chat with us. We got 14 people here. What's up, everyone? How you doing? How y'all doing? If you could do me a favor and hit that like button, I'd definitely appreciate it. Let's get the 10 likes, y'all. And also vote in the poll. Let me know what you would rate this episode. Please and thanks. Anyways, back to the chat. Time skips are overrated. I don't mind time skips. It's just like with the Pokemon anime, it's like, I feel like that's kind of unlikely. Wow, Fizz. Just wow. Anyways, most people want BB because development, me wants BBA because of a certain boy showing up. I feel like it's got to happen. Like if they, I've still said this before. Carmen's inclusion in Horizons was underwhelming, so you know how to make that better. By having her appear in the Blueberry Academy and then hang out with Liko, Roy, and Dot, and then we meet her brother and stuff. That'd be cool. But no, seriously, I would like BBA for development too. If the kids wanted to succeed more easily, they should have caught more Pokemon. I mean, at least 3. But at the same time, again, secondary Pokemon need, focus too. And they never do get that, so kind of need that first. I've said this multiple times. They kind of need that first before catching any more Pokemon. Technically, Liko's 3 because it's Terrapagos, but yeah. Spinel just putting the Rakurium in a blender and then making a shake. Premier Rakurium shake sponsored by G Fuel. Ooh, oh, hoo, hoo. Yeah, drink this and you'll live forever. Side effects might actually cause you to, go crazy and maybe, attack somebody. So, just putting that out there, so we don't have any lawsuits comes our way. People are saying they want Ash to return and to actually look older, and I'm just like, they're like, bro, Ash has gone through puberty a couple times and his voice changing, yet he's still 10. Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, I mean, I know some people say like, oh, he looks like a teenager in X and Y, but like, I'm like, really? He still looks 10 to me, bro. Especially when you compare him to like the other like characters, especially Lon, who is a teenager. Anyways, some leaker said Ash would return on Pokemon Day. I actually heard that too. So I take that with a big grain of salt. Not trying to say no to it, but if you've probably seen my Pokemon Presents video on Horizons, it would be cool if we did a Horizons movie, and I would be totally fine if Ash were featured in it. If you're gonna bring him back, I think the movie route is the best route to take, in my opinion. Just another Ash Glazer. This anime kind of feels like marketing for the starters and Terrapagos because they've been glazing them to death. That's my one, again, I like the starters, don't get me wrong. Love the starters, but no, not... I mean, we got other Pokemon, too, so you might want to focus on them as well. 16 people here, what's up, y'all? Thank you for checking out the stream. Sorry for the technical issues I had earlier with my mic, but we're good now. It's been resolved. Gotta love updates, though. Especially when they reset your settings. Gotta love it. Where's your Game of Fuel ad, Mitchell? I don't know. They haven't sponsored me yet. What? Is Alon 10 as well? That's a pretty big 10-year-old. My assumption was Alon's like 15 or 16. He's got like a head over Ash, so that's kind of where I'm leaning on, and Alon's still like a bit shorter than like Professor Sycamore too, so kind of like how Brock was taller than Ash, but like he was still shorter than like the actual like adults too. But like, hey, when you're 15, I was gonna say like, I mean you're still growing, but like usually by that point, I'd say you're getting close to being the height of an adult, almost, maybe. Guess it varies depending on person, though. I personally don't think he will. Seems like attention-seeking clout. Yeah, I'm kind of like I said when I made my video the other week. I'm like, okay, like we're gonna go with like most likely scenarios to least likely scenarios. So I wouldn't be surprised if like Liko and Roy end up in like Masters someday, Pokemon Masters EX. or have like a place in like Unite or something like that as like a pro trainer or something. And you have to face like Lico's Meowscarda or something like that. Go, they've already done a collab with. So I kind of want them to do something different. The other announcement would probably be like, "Oh, here's a preview to like, you know, what's coming next in Pokemon Horizons English dub." And I'm over here like, I have already seen these episodes. Watch it in Japanese, bro. Way ahead of you. Watch. I'm telling y'all now. The kids, starters, and Terapagos go down, and the kids just go, "Oh no! We're out of Pokemon!" The second ones just come out of their balls and actually quit walking off. They're just like, "Yep, you're on your own. You never use us. We don't want to lose super easily anymore, so we're leaving. You're on your own now, kids. You know, try not to let the world get destroyed here by this like pink stuff." Apparently, Niantic is selling their game division, so Go might not get anything. That is a good point, Pokefan. I actually saw that. I gotta look into that further to see if that's a good or bad thing. I'm kind of leaning on bad right now because whenever these sales happen, it tends to, you know, things tend to get worse. So, I'm kind of. Why would they sell that though? That's like their biggest moneymaker. That's where I'm kind of a little confused. Why would you sell that? I don't know. Maybe there's like some deal with it. Do they still... Will Pikmin Bloom go too as well? I'll have to look into that more. My team for Liko would be Meowscarda, Hedorian, Armarouge, Bombardier, Relrin, and Terapagos. Neat. For Roy, it would be Skeledirge, Kilowattrel, Hydra Apple, Clamorant, Koraidon, and Rayquaza. Dang, Roy. What a team. You know, kind of going back on the time skip thing, I wouldn't be surprised if the series ended with something like that, but who knows? Maybe it's a time skip, like they don't look like too much older, but they have like fuller teams or something like that. Who knows? But then I'm gonna sit there and be like, this is wasted potential, bro. So I don't know if I'd like that. As for Dot, it's a bit harder, but I think it would be Quaxqueval, Tinkaton, Lycanroc, Nidoqueen, Porygon Z, and Miraidon. I've seen people kind of talk about Miraidon, Koraidon, you know, going to Roy and Dot. Hey, look, Pokemon music, Pokemon lo-fi music. And one of my favorite town music in the entire Pokemon series. Verdanturf. Speaking of that, will Liko, Roy, and Dot meet Wally? Probably not. In my fanfic, Liko's team right now is her 3 Pokemon she has right now, and then Armarouge and Palafin. Palafin. That's interesting. Sorry. I gotta turn this up a bit because I love this theme song. This town theme. So don't mind me. If it's too loud, let me know. Only Jeff were here. I think he'd appreciate the piano. Anyways, let's see. Predictions for the remaining 3 Pokemon for Liko's full team and the remaining 4 members for Roy and Dot. Liko's team currently: Floragato, Hatterene, Terapagos, Roy, Croclar, Quilowattrel, Dot, Quaxwell, excuse me, and Tinkatuff. Yep. what if, guys, whatever happens here, we have to go seek Koraidon and Miraidon for help. And that's how Dot and Roy and Dot get these Pokemon. But, like, man, if Dot has one, or Dot, if Roy has one of the two, he already has Rayquaza, like, dude's gonna be, like, super strong by the end of the series. Perfect. Okay, actual question. Does Behem have a camera attached to it, or is it a vision, like a camera? It could be a camera, or like somehow Spinel is like spying through it, because that's it recorded, like it's spying on Liko and the others, and there's clearly like he's able to kind of just view it on his computer. So it's gotta have like some type of like ability, or either ability to like stream that stuff, or it does have a camera attached to it. We just don't see it, but hard to say. He used that to frame him at the O2 and get him expelled from the Explorers. Roy is gonna be Goku power? Dang. Rip Ash. His time as the Pokemon World Champion has come to an end, because like this kid comes out of nowhere and he's like, "Hey, I got Rayquaza and Koraidon. What you gonna do about it, bro?" Oof, I am here. I did the things at the moment, but probably will have to walk off. For now, I wonder if Tinkaton will evolve. You mean Tinkatuff? You mean Tinkatuff will evolve when Dot faces off against Agate? I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't think there's gonna be any evolutions in the next episode, but we'll see. Rise new Pokemon number Rayquaza. Honestly, I really don't want the Bike Dragon duo in Horizons. They did a great job telling their own story without Scarlet and Violet's plot. So bringing them in would feel forced, if you ask me. Yeah, it's really hard. Like it's at the moment, it's hard to see how they can be like implemented. You know. I'm just kind of throwing it out there, though. Who knows? Who knows what the writers have planned for what's coming next? Is this another Pokemon? Yeah, I was gonna say this is another Pokemon theme. This is a gym theme. Guess we're on a Pokemon kick here when it comes to the lo-fi. As long as Ash doesn't have a fairy and ice type, he's cooked. Oof. Yeah, sorry, it's noisy here. Can't focus. No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. Whenever you have a free moment. I'm here probably for a little bit, so despite the delay, I'm at least sticking to an hour for this stream. Poke fan, what would... Oh. Okay. Yeah, we'll just have to see, like... Yeah, let's chill a bit in the chat, you know. I don't want to, you know... We're here to have a good time, so let's just relax a bit, guys. So, not mad at anyone. Let's just back it up a little bit, please and thanks. Funny joke: legendary Pokemon in Rakua. You mean Rakua? Be pretending to be normal Pokemon? Yeah, they're just chilling. There's nothing special about them. Just the legendary Pokemon, just hanging out with a bunch of lower level Pokemon. Little do they know that this Pokemon's level 50, and these little These little Pokemon over here, they're like level 5. They're doing a good job. Well, I thought they were going to do Pokemon music, but we moved back to Final Fantasy. Okay, still got 13 people here. What's up, y'all? Just a reminder to like the video, stream, and vote in the poll. We're at, let's see, 11 votes. We need to get more votes up in here, y'all. There's 9 votes and 13 people. We got like 4 more votes to be cast. Also, looks like we have 1 more like to 10. Actually, never mind. We just hit 10. Thank you so much, everyone. The next goal is 15. Can we do that before the stream ends? I wouldn't be surprised if this is the birthplace of the starters. Like this is where they're from. We did see several of them there. What do you think will happen in the next episode? I talked about it briefly in my video yesterday. I am fully expecting Roy and Dot to probably win their battles. When it comes to Freed, I feel like Freed might actually be in a bit of a situation. It looks like Spinel is losing, though. He has a frustrated look on his face, so it makes me think that he's going to have a little bit of a hard time, and he could potentially lose his match. The 2 scenarios I have is like he's losing and maybe he ends up using the Rakurium to his advantage and gets Captain Pikachu under his spell or whatever. But I'll say this, if we do not see Captain Pikachu under the influence of Rakurium in this episode, that means it's coming later on. Which also could make sense too, because it looks like it's just Roy, Dot, and Amethio versus Gibeon. Like Spinel's, or not Spinel, Freed doesn't look like he's there to participate in that battle at all, so he could be dealing with Captain Pikachu going feral. So there's that potentially happening. That's actually where things might actually start going wrong here. It's hard to say though. I just feel like Roy and Dot are winning their battles. Spinel is either going to lose or he's going to, like, get out of there before he can lose. So he can strike later on, like go into hiding or something. Then we're going to have... we could have Lucius showing up at the end of the episode. He's either showing up at the end of the episode or they're going to find him sometime in episode 87. And then moving on to 88, Gibeon is going to be there, and he's going to be causing issues, and his white Zygarde is going to go 50%, and we're going to face off against him, which could go into the next episode. And then that's where things might be going wrong. But we'll see. Whatever happens, you know I'll be reporting on it. Wonder if Arceus exists in Horizons. It'll be like, oh, those humans are doing something big again. Guess I'll just watch. He gets his popcorn and see what Spinel is up for. Dang. I'm going to say Arceus definitely exists. He's the god of Pokemon, pretty much, so... But he just shows up, he's just got, free will, so you guys do whatever you want. Whatever happens, happens. Breeders must have to go out and get eggs in Rakua for the professors. I'd like to assume that, but it seems like nobody else knows of this place. The series made it out like, oh, it's like a remote Pokemon paradise We don't think it exists. It exists in fairy tales, but it's not real. Oh yeah, it is real. Oh, by the way, there's like a settlement that's like, underneath where like Rakua is at. So like, it was just under all these people's noses this entire time. What a shock. And invites his kids, even Giratina, to watch too. I feel like Giratina would just participate at that point and be like, well, it was fun watching this, now I'm going to go in there and cause chaos. Spin or lose and be like, it's a strategic retreat. Don't get your hopes up, Freed. Yeah, I see it. Like I said in the preview, he looks very frustrated, so I feel like Freed is pushing him. And he's losing his composure, so... whenever a villain loses their composure, that's usually a sign of them losing, so... I feel the power balance is stupid nowadays. Middle stages can best a champion. I get the argument there. Okay. Not to get back into that. I do think that, like, even though the kids working together, it makes sense for them to, have 3 minds versus 1 mind. And they came up with some great strategies to, go up against Gita, but, like, I do think the one part that I feel is a little excessive is when Liko or Florgato and Glamora have that, like, beam struggle, and it somehow Florgato ends up winning. I feel like that's a little excessive, a little too much for me. But hey, I don't know at this point. I don't want to get back into that, but yeah. It's Gita. Yeah, Gita is like the weakest champion though. Unless you face her again in the DLC. Then she's kind of a little bit stronger, I'd say. Dialga and Palkia would probably say, "Hey, Dad, aren't you going to intervene?" And Giratina's mostly like watching the chaos with delight. Arceus would be like, "Nah, I'ma just watch." Arceus excuses himself with, "I'm neutral." Again, he's just like, "Yeah, free will. Do what you want to do. If the world ends, it ends. I'm just gonna fly off and, do Arceus stuff." Maybe create a whole new planet. The reboot of Pokemon officially. Gen 10 is a complete reboot. Nothing before Gen 10 existed. This is actually Pokemon now. Oh boy. Oh, this song goes down. That will pick up on the mic for sure, if it hasn't already. So I'll turn that down. But it'll be really a twist if Arceus appears, yeah. Don't really expect it at this point, but yeah. Also, something I do want to note is regarding Roy recalling Rayquaza. I kind of feel it was less respect and more of just was too lazy to recall itself from exhaustion. Kinda, yeah. It pretty much was tired because I was leading them all the way to Rakua and stuff like that. And just blowing off all the clouds from Rakua so it reveals the Pokemon Paradise. After that point, it's just like, alright, I'm tired now. Can I just go and rest in my Pokeball? Imagine if Freed gets killed here. That'd be the biggest twist here in Horizons. Okay. I'm just gonna say it right now. If anyone's dying here, it's probably Gibeon. I don't think the series is gonna be explicit with it. It's gonna be like Lysander or like someone else where it's off screen. Then again, he has Zygarde because if he gets his Zygarde to 100%, oh my gosh, it's just Jover at that point. This is more realistic, and it would make the series more popular. It would be a twist. I mean, it would be crazy. It's just like, I'm not trying to like dismiss it entirely, but like, would Pokemon do something like that though? Also, Freed is a popular character. I'm pretty sure people would be kind of upset with that though. He dies from lupus. Oh, swell crap. It finally was lupus. If you know, you know. Got a theory. What if Rakua affects Freed too? Like when he would try to help Captain Pikachu but gets infected too. Therefore, Freed will be a limited enemy to Leokoroy and Dot. I actually presented that scenario, and I think it was the previous video when I talked about Lucius, because like when the trailer came out, I made a video. I presented that as a potential like thing that could happen. Like Captain Pikachu gets affected, but then he gets affected as well and turns on them. I just don't know if there's going to be enough time for that though, because the kids are going up against Gibeon though. That's going to be the main thing here. The anime needs to stop playing safe and take risks. I mean, they've been kind of like that for like a long time. They barely the last person to kind of bite it was Lysander. Which I still think is funny, because when he got obliterated, Steven and Diantha were like, "Oh, where's Lysander? What happened to him?" Kind of totally ignoring. He kind of got blasted. And then there's Hunter J. Though that one was more like a, oh boy. They didn't just like, you know, like do it off screen. I'm like, they blew her up. She ain't coming back from that. Her and everybody on board, they never showed up again. They're gone. Imagine in season 5 we get Captain Raichu, and it would be having balls move from. It would be having a ball. Oh wait, that would be a balls move from Horizons, but that's not happening. Yeah, that would be interesting. But Pikachu is kind of the mascot of Pokemon, so yeah, we can't have that happen. Summing this all up, I think the next episode will be more active, so we'll get more stuff to discuss. Yeah. Again, this was kind of a calm before the storm episode. The series has done this plenty of time before. Not even in this series, they've done it in the prior series as well. When you're having like a major thing happening, there's usually like a calm. The only difference was Kalos League to Team Flare Arc. There was not really a calm there. It kind of just went from one extreme to another. Though one was like way worse for sure. But yeah. Anyways, once again, I want to thank you guys for your patience today. And also your patience with, you know, me having my technical issues. Didn't intend for it to happen. We had a few people that showed up in the original stream that haven't showed up here, so I'll put out an apology post here later. But yep, we made up for it though. I'd say that the stream has been pretty good today. Had up to 17 people at once here, so that's cool. Remember when Cyrus said Cyrus Sandshrew? I'm not sure. Sorry, Pokefan. Remember when Cyrus said it, and kind of, you know, what himself by going in the portal getting destroyed by the Roar Time and Spatial Ran. Oh yeah. Cyrus is kind of gone too, but there's also that. Forgot about that. Said screw it. Yep. Rip Cyrus. He got his wish, but don't know. kind of just locked himself in there. So yeah, and then they had a whole special 3 years ago to the rest of Team Galactic to try and rescue him, and that amounted to nothing. Yet still, whatever new episode I see, I can't help but squeal from excitement. Well, it's gonna get crazy here in these next couple of weeks, so hope you're excited. That was. It's okay. Well, thank you. Yep, it happens. I gotta say, gotta love updates, especially when it resets certain things on your PC. Specifically your microphone. And also Streamlabs kind of can be difficult to work with sometimes, especially when it resets that, and when you try to go into settings, it will not allow you to do that while you're live sometimes. So that's why I had to restart everything. So yay! Super Plush Productions. Hey, what's up? I'm making a Squid Game series for my YouTube channel. That's cool. That's cool, man. It's cool. That's cool, my friend. Hope it goes well. Yeah, no worries about the mic. Incident stuff happens. Yep. Remember, Pokefan, it's not a Mitchell Mander stream unless something goes wrong or something doesn't go wrong. Streamlabs has kind of that effect too. I like it and I dislike it, just because there's a lot of problems that come with it. I gotta be a little bit more proactive when it comes to checking out things before I go live, though. So just another reminder for me to, double check that stuff. But didn't think it was gonna be this big of an issue. Usually it's just unplug my mic and then plug it back in, and then everything's good. Well, clearly that wasn't the issue. So, so kind of off topic, but I finished a What If SXF fanfic the other night. Was an AU take on what if Yuri found out Lloyd is Twilight. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens down the road. There's been some interesting developments with the manga lately, if you know what I mean. With a certain main antagonist in the series having a similar ability to a certain character. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Interesting if we see Kyogre and Groudon react to the back Rayquaza somehow. It'd probably be their shiny variants at this point. What moves do you think Crocodile is going to learn in the future of Horizons? I don't know. If it evolves, definitely Torch Song. Which more than likely it's going to. I think they're all gonna get their signature moves. First time I wrote a fanfic in a while. Yep, definitely know what you mean. Yep. That was a bit of a plot twist. Also, Lloyd probably might be in a little bit of trouble since he was thinking about things on a certain scene when these characters met. So, yeah. Oh boy. Well, we have been streaming for over an hour. We definitely made up for that hiccup earlier. So, this is usually we go about an hour and a half. So we're kind of reaching that point where we might be wrapping up soon. So, I'll go on as long as you guys are here. So, but once it gets to a point where we're kind of getting, less people, I'll probably call it. I do need to eat lunch at some point. What do you think the next arc is going to be about? Gotta be honest, it is really hard to say what's coming next. The only thing that I can think of at the moment, depending on how things end here, it is very dependent on how things end this arc. So they could go in a multitude of different directions, but what they could do here is what I'm thinking is this is possibly going to be it for Gibeon and probably Lucius. but they're building up the Spinel betraying Gibeon here, so I feel like he's going to be doing something here to basically, you know, move the plot in a different direction where he's the main antagonist, the main big bad going forward. And then we have to stop him later down the road. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into hiding after all this and it results in us having to go to like Blueberry Academy or something like that. I came up with a scenario earlier on where like there's a chance that, hey, you know, Terapagos ends up going back into its dormant state. Because in the opening, I mean, it might just be like nothing, but in the new opening scenes it shows Liko having the pendant again and something crazy is going on in Rakua. So it's possible that Terapagos uses all of its power up and it ends up going back to its pendant state. So then we have to go somewhere to try and figure out how to get it back. And one of my suggestions was maybe Blueberry Academy. Maybe Briar knows something. They go to her, like, hey, could you help us out? You know, we got this problem. And then she suggests, hey, how about we go to Blueberry Academy? You know, we might be able to research it there, and that's what leads to us going to Blueberry Academy. So just throwing that one out there. That's a potential scenario, but who knows? Like I said, it is very dependent on like however this arc ends. That's going to determine what we're doing next. We'll learn that soon enough. I imagine in the next few weeks we're probably going to get a poster for the upcoming arc. So just something to look out for and look forward to. So we pretty much know everything up to that trailer. So like I said earlier, Spindle is facing off against Freed, so like we'll see if Captain Pikachu is affected by the Requiem in the next episode. If he is not affected by the Requiem in the next episode, then something's going to be happening here towards the end that's going to cause Captain Pikachu to get affected, and that's where things are going to turn, you know, against the Rising Volt tacklers. So, hard to say what's going to happen next. We're just going to have to, you know, keep watching, and then we'll see what happens. These next few episodes are going to be crazy. It's definitely a building up to something big happening, so we'll see what happens. I personally think it's going to be a Spindle's reign. How do y'all feel if Amethio inherited Zygarde? I would be okay with that, just because if Gibeon is done for here, I can see him being like, hey, grandson, I'm kind of dying over here. I want you to inherit Zygarde. You will lead the explorers moving forward, or something like that. And I can see Amethio's main goal is to stop Spinel. I wouldn't be like some people have been saying, oh, he's gonna join the Rising Volt tacklers. I'm still kind of doubtful on that. I feel like if anything happens to Gibeon, he might be the leader of the explorers going forward, and he's gonna lead them in a different direction. But that's to be seen. Pokemon Horizons is unpredictable, yet that's what I love in it. Me too. That's why it's kind of exciting to kind of make my videos and stuff, because like you can think the series is going in one direction, but then it takes a complete opposite turn and does the complete opposite of what you're thinking is going to happen. So like I could come up with all these scenarios, and then they do something completely different, and I'm just sitting here like, wow, I didn't think that was going to happen. That's kind of cool, you know? We'll just see what the writers have in store for us. Let's see. I also have a fan theory that Hamber was planning to screw Gibeon over by hiding that one cell that he has so Zygarde can't go 100%. I'm kind of not sure if Hamber is going to do something like that, but we'll see. I feel like that would come out of nowhere. I do feel like him having that Zygarde cell, I feel like that might actually, you know, be important later on. And it's something to kind of keep in mind as we go further here. Yes, possibly Next arc would be about Liko trying to awake Terapagos from its dormant state again. But that's just my speculations. Me too. A lot of people have been kind of speculating that too, because like, oh, look at that. It's in the opening and it's back to being a pendant. So, like, what happened? The only thing I can think of is that, like, Spinel causes something that causes the Requiem to go out of control. And then Terapagos basically has to reseal it or something like that. And then it goes back to its dormant state. So the second, the latter part of this series is Spinel. He's got a bunch of Requiem, but he wants to go back and get more. So he knows that Terapagos has its full energy now, so he has to go and pursue Liko or something like that. I don't know. There's a number of things that could happen here, so we'll see. I've already kind of went on about that enough here, so I'm at a point where I'm like, I'll just probably keep an eye on the series and kind of just see what happens from here, And as we get kind of further, we might be able to speculate further. What if they train in Paldea again and they get stronger for Spinel? And what if Spinel is doing something dangerous for the Paldea series and using the Requiem on all Pokemon and threatening Paldea? I'd argue he'd probably be doing this across the world. One scenario I came up with a couple weeks ago was, hey, what if he's like, he likes to experiment. What if he just like goes to like Kanto? He's like, oh, I'm just gonna drop this little bit of Requiem in Vermilion City and see what happens, and then chaos ensues. And then he goes over to Johto, be like, oh, I'm gonna drop it in this town, and then Hoenn, and so on and so forth. I wouldn't be surprised if he did something like that. And he's like, and he tries to see what the results are, That would result in us going to more places though too, because like even though Horizons takes place across multiple regions, there's still plenty we haven't like touched yet. Hoenn through Alola, specifically. So who knows? Exactly. I was joking about this the other day on Discord, but what if Spinel really won't betray Gibeon and instead is a huge Gibeon suck-up simp and just wanted Amethio out because he wants to be... Oh. Yeah. Yeah, Spinel, I'd be like, buddy, that's a little weird, bro. Gibeon's over 100 years old and he's like on a wheelchair and stuff. That's funny, though. In other words, extremely loyal follower trope. Now that twist would really shock me. That would be different. But he like breaks down at the end here when he loses the free. He's just like, I wanted to be Gibeon's #1, not Amethio, and you had to steal it from me, Freed. I'm mad. I'm gonna go and cry now. Oh boy. Spinel, I'm gonna nuke the world, except Alola. That place seems to be off limits for reasons relating to a 10-year-old. Yeah, you might actually anger somebody over here. Oh boy. Does Spinel have a lot of Requiem? Because I'm wondering. He only had the one. He only had the one that he did the experiment on Umbreon, and then it broke. I'm just saying there's a chance he might be gathering some Requiem and amidst all the chaos here. By the way, sorry if it's Gibeon's bit came off a bit wrong. I'm trying to make any certain jokes. No, you're good. I see what you're trying to say. It's just the way it was framed was a little bit like, oh. I get what you're saying, though. No worries. Whew. What a day. What a stream. Thank you guys for showing up here. Remember, if you haven't already, hit that like button and vote in the poll. We are currently at... how many votes do we have? 14! Not bad. Can we get to 15 votes? And more likes, please, and thanks. Alright, guys. Going on for almost an hour and a half now. So, what else you guys got for me today before we wrap things up? Fun fact. Actually, wait a second before I get ahead of myself. Didn't Spinel use one of his recurring piece already in Umbreon? Yep. So he has 0, yep. Fun fact, during the trailer in this arc in September, it said something about 100% will this arc end at episode 100? Did they? I don't recall. I have to go back and look. I just know that Horizons is confirmed to be over 100 episodes long. That's why I'm saying it'd be kind of strange if they're like, well, we decided to change our minds and just end the series. Oh boy. I wonder what I should get for lunch, guys. Maybe Subway again? That sound good? Sounds good to me. I might want to order it here in a minute. But yeah. Anyways, guys, you got anything for me? Anything at all? I know we don't have too much more to talk about since we've already talked about the episode thoroughly and, you know, joked around here. So, no, not the series. I mean the arc Rayquaza Rising. That's what I was referring to. I don't recall seeing something in September about that. That's why I was saying I might want to go back and relook at that, because I don't recall hearing about that. It's pretty clear that this arc is ending here. The arcs have been pretty much 20 to 25 episodes in length, so we're pretty much hitting that quota here. Because I want to say this arc started in episode 68, so we're at least getting over that 20 episode mark. Okay, so I honestly have to just say, since we had confirmation that Horizons and Ash universes are the same, we must go away from Rakua, because he's going to ruin the habit diversity. Yeah, he'll just catch all the Pokemon, man. There'll be nothing left. And he's going to come back home and he's like, hey, Professor Sakuraki, look at all these Pokemon I bought. And he just has this drove of Pokemon just show up at his area. Alright, go. You're going to have to, you know, go over, like, talk to Professor Oak, because I don't have room for any of this Pokemon. I still haven't seen the episode in English sub, so because I'm a bit impatient and watch it as soon as it airs on off Japanese channel. Therefore, I have something to watch before the new one release. Gotcha. Well, some stuff has the translations out, so yep. I'm gonna go eat. It's been fun. Enjoy your Subway or Subway. I will enjoy my Subway, Pokemon fan. Pokefan. It will be good. Oh, Lord. Alrighty. Anything else, guys? Before we end things off here, and I can go and eat my lunch. Because I hungry too. I hungry, guys. That was a reference to a famous guy's Subway video. Oh, yeah. Is it famous? Oh. Is it a person that shall not be named? Okay, let me take a look at it. Oh, yep, I got it. I know what you're referring to now. You good. I will get my Subway. Sounds good to me. But just talking about it makes me hungry. No, it's just a YouTube animator. Gotcha. Also, I'd love to rewatch all episodes with Spinel's appearances. Oh, how I love that guy. I'll never be bored to see moments with him again. Yeah, he's a pretty interesting character. Guess we'll see what he's got planned here soon. So maybe do a little bit of a marathon where you check out like all his big moments up until this point. Just something to maybe think about doing. Okay, bye. I also have to go, Mitchell. Have a good rest and sleep. Thank you so much for joining. It was a pleasure. That's such got a design. He got yep. I like his design. It's cool. All right, see you, Pokefan. Peace, y'all. I just looked at the trailer for the arc at the end of episode at the end of 67. I was right. It said 100. I'll check it at some point. Alrighty, guys. I think we're gonna go ahead and bring the stream to a close here. It's been fun like always. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll here. 8-7-1 by a long shot. One person voted 6-5, and then we got 33% 10-9. So not bad. Gave this episode a 7 out of 10. Gotcha. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. 7 sounds good to me. So, yep, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. See ya, Iona. Hope you have a good rest of the weekend. We'll see you in the next one. Alright, everyone. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. It's been fun, like always. Again, we're going to do this again next Saturday. Hopefully we don't have any technical issues. Hopefully my mic doesn't decide to just not work when I start the stream. So, we'll see how that goes. Besides that, I think we might do a stream on Monday. Maybe Mario Kart or something. Who knows? And we also have the Pokemon Presents next week, which I will be doing a live reaction to it. So, next Thursday, we'll be doing that. 9 a.m. Eastern Time Zone. So, if you're able to check that out, I'll be doing that. If not, the stream will be up, so you can check it out whenever you're able to. And then I have another video that will be dropping on Tuesday, as long as we don't get any more updates to these upcoming episode titles. So, anywho, I will have another video dropping here soon. I still want to do my Arvin joke video at some point. Maybe we'll do that in March sometime. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for this stream. So if you're still here, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of the day or night wherever you're at. And I will see you all later. Bye.